Hey everyone, thank you so much for coming to Idlewood Movie Reviews this week. Flora, thank you so much for joining
Yeah,
us for
my
another week.
schedule
I'm glad
cleared
you could
up,
be here
so,
again. Yeah.
I guess I'm
Mm,
happy to be here, but you don't look so happy this week, not your usual
Yeah.
sort of overly cheerful self.
I'll just go ahead and tell you what happened. So it
You lose
was
somebody or something, or...
karaoke
Oh,
last
that's right, you
weekend.
went to karaoke.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, it didn't go so well.
Didn't go so well,
So
huh?
I'll just kind of tell the quick story about it. So, long story short, I was there with Louisa and Alice, and do you know Grayson and Hunter?
Cannot say that I do.
Gringo Dia?
Oh, are they those two guys
Yeah,
who's
yeah.
like their dad owns it or
Yeah,
something?
yeah. So
Oh,
so
okay.
so quick just for people who aren't from Hemlock, there's a place called Gringo Dia. It's a restaurant. It's like the worst white people tacos you can imagine, and I hate everything about the place. It's just terrible. And these two guys, Hunter and Grayson, are I can't stand them. They're obnoxious. I can't stand them. They're obnoxious. They're preppy. They're full of themselves. They think they know everything, and they're everything that I came to get away from the city from, like Northern
Hmm.
Virginia. Like the kind of guys I really hated. I can't believe in this small town that I found that kind of person here.
Better hope they're not watching
So
this, huh?
I don't care. Whatever they can do, whatever. So anyway, if y'all come to Hemlock, go to Bean and Nothingness and go to the pizza pub. Do not go to Gringo Dia. Whatever you do.
Hmm.
But anyway, so we went and did karaoke, and I really hate Hunter because every time I tried to engage with him, I tried to be nice,
Hmm.
and every time I tried to talk with him, he did this weird thing where he like kind of winked at me and would just go, as if he's heard everything I could possibly say in the world. It was really obnoxious.
Yeah, sounds kind of
So
condescending.
very
Yeah.
condescending. So anyway, long story short, they in order to do the karaoke, you have to like request your song in kind of an app, like a queue.
Everything's got to
One of
be on
the
apps these
I
days.
know. So, one of the hikers who was in town and doing karaoke, they did "Don't Stop Me Now" by Queen. And I hate Queen, by the way. I think they're a terrible band. I just think they're one of the worst bands of all time.
Oh,
And
never
someone
heard
did
anyone
it.
say
No,
that before, but
well, I think Queen is terrible. We can talk about that on a different day. So someone did "Don't Stop Me Now," and I turned to the rest of the table and I'm like, oh my gosh, can you believe they're playing this song? This is so horrible. And little did I know, 3 songs from then, all 4 of them had queued up to do Bohemian Rhapsody
the people
together.
you were with
Yeah, yeah,
were,
it was Alice, Louisa, Grayson, and Hunter. All 4 of them had decided to do Bohemian Rhapsody together after I had just been talking that way about Queen. So anyway, long story short, I just kind of leave in the middle of it when they're all banging their heads. I just get up and go and like don't, yeah, I do an Irish goodbye, and it was just not a great. I think it got really awkward afterwards. Like I think they knew that they were queuing up Queen. I don't know if they felt bad or they felt weird. It was just not a good night, and I have not talked to those two since. So it's just kind of it's a small town, but
it is,
but but
yeah.
but
You
my
have a lot of, do you have a lot of interactions with people that go that way?
go what way?
Sort
Like
of the way you just described?
um sometimes I think I maybe speak my mind a little bit too much in
Hmm.
circumstances, and it kind of gets me into trouble. But I just don't know. Like, you go to this small town and you meet 2 really cool, kind of hipstery coffee shop baristas. I don't know what they see in those guys,
Well,
So,
there's, not a lot of choices of who to be friends with
yeah, I guess it's a
in
small
Hemlock.
town. So,
I
anyway,
am, I'm going camping next weekend though
yeah,
with Spencer and Willie. You met
okay.
those guys? They work
I
for
don't
the
know them.
forestry.
Okay.
Maybe we'll see if maybe you could come along because they might be a little more amenable to your kind of
Okay. Cool.
conversation.
Well,
No promises.
I'll go camping
No
with y'all.
promises,
That
but
sounds good.
maybe we got room for you.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'll plan to go camping with y'all and hopefully get that taste out of my mouth. Let's just move on.
Yeah, let's
I uh I met some more hikers this week, and they told me a very cool story, and I've got
another
another
one of
one.
those another one of your stories.
Yeah, you want to hear it?
I guess I got no choice.
All right,
But
cool. So I'm
you
gonna go ahead and roll it.
you roll it. You recorded it or
Yeah, there's this thing called
yep.
voice memos.
Okay,
They talk into their phone, and then
let's
I'll
hear
go
it.
ahead and
Let's
play
hear it.
it. So, all right, I'll go ahead and play it.
So Caroline, Mia, and I were staying at my grandpa's place in Greenfield while preparing for our hike to Hemlock. My grandpa was away visiting his latest girlfriend in Fort Myers, Florida, and he let us use his place. So I, for one, am extremely nosy. And while I was flipping through his old books and papers and things, I came across a map. It was labeled Map to Pac-Man Cave. The note on the back of the map, which was hand-drawn, said that there was ancient cave paintings inside that the local caving grotto had kept secret. So called my grandpa right away, in his grandpa voice, "Oh, you found it. Guess I should have done a better job at hiding that." So, yeah, he basically explained that Pac-Man Cave got its name because the opening looks like Pac-Man. Back in the late 1960s, the Otali Caving Grotto had discovered the cave and found ancient drawings deep, deep inside. So, because they're afraid the cave might be sealed off, like some others were with prehistoric art, they kept it a secret. He told me I could visit as long as I didn't share the location. So, the three of us had done some caving before, but Mia was definitely the most experienced. We talked it over and decided to make a detour to explore Pac-Man Cave. We borrowed some gear from the local grotto and set out in the woods. It took about half a day to reach the mountain. Following my grandpa's very detailed instructions, we eventually found the entrance. And sure enough, it definitely looked exactly like Pac-Man. We geared up and descended. So, the initial drop wasn't too steep. It opened up into this large chamber. On the far side was a narrow squeeze that ran for about probably 20 meters. So we then followed the map through a series of twists and turns. We left a deck of cards to mark our path to the surface. We're about an hour and a half into our caving trip when we reached another huge room. There's massive stalactites and stalagmites that were forming columns. It kind of reminded me of a neoclassical hall. So Mia swings her light towards the opposite wall, and that's when we saw them, the cave drawings. At first, we weren't really sure what we were looking at. The art showed 7 enormous, gnarly figures that were really kind of hard to describe, but we figured they had to represent ancient deities. Each of them were monstrous, alien, distinct. Every one of them had their own arrangement of eyes, own heads, their own limbs, and their own palette and form. But despite their differences, they all seemed to have the same essence of malice that kind of made my stomach turn. So the creatures were circled around a dark shape at the center of the painting, which was a swirling black mass with appendages reaching out. It almost looked alive, like conscious void staring back at us. As I stared at it, I felt this heavy hopelessness settle over me. Can't explain why, but I just felt like I was glimpsing at the end of everything. So I told Mia and Caroline, let's get out of here. I'm done. Mia was trying to see what was wrong with me, and I told her that it kind of creeped me out. But Caroline, when we were talking about that, Caroline told us to hold on, because as we were moving to our left, she was peering into a narrow passage that far away looked like just a mild indentation in the rocks. But she said that it looked like there was another chamber through there, and that she wanted to check it out. Of course, I didn't really want to, but there was no stopping them. So I ended up following through the squeeze, and we emerged into this other room. It was pretty similar to the last one, except for what stood on the far wall. There was this set of double stone doors. They're made of smooth limestone, so perfectly polished, almost looked unnatural. The doorway was arched, and around the arch ran an inscription in a language I didn't recognize. Caroline tried to pull on the doors, but they wouldn't budge, couldn't move them at all. So we stared at the strange writing, just in complete silence. And after I begged quite a bit, me and Caroline finally agreed to head back the way we came originally. So So yeah, Peter, I don't know what to make of it either. But I thought I'd share. So you can talk about it on your podcast if you want, but I'm definitely gonna keep the location secret. Just in case. So thanks again for the beer. All right.
What do you think of that?
Yeah, like something out of like a science fiction movie or like a storybook or something.
Yeah, I don't know,
I
but
don't know
I
if you
wanna
meet these people. This is
but I don't know. I'd love to go to those caves at some point and see
yeah,
the writing and see
caves are
that kind of
interesting. Yeah,
stuff.
for sure.
So yeah, I think that's something I'll get into at some point. But
Just
yeah.
be careful, I mean, a lot of people kind of like to dive into the goings on, the stories and the folklore in the wilderness, but it can be a little fun, but don't get too invested in it. Don't
Okay.
go down too many rabbit holes, all right?
Okay. Well, I'm glad that I got that story. That was cool, and I'll just keep talking to hikers. That'll just be my thing.
Okay.
But should we go ahead and review our movie now?
Yeah, we did this week. This is probably the strangest film I've ever seen.
It's even weirder than last
Yeah,
week's. Yeah.
principles for a
New
new society.
society.
So we
Yeah.
don't. If we didn't have the context, we would have no idea what's going on. But there's like one little cue card, title card at the beginning of the film that says, the film is a compilation of these silent black and white tapes that were found in a dumpster. It says sometime in the 1990s, but again, I couldn't find any record of
Mm,
this. So it's just these sort of home movies almost kind of edited together. It all appears to be in the same location
yeah.
in looks kind of like Appalachia to me, although not
Mhm.
not quite our neck of the woods, maybe, but it's some sort of like a compound or
Yeah.
some outdoor facility, a large field, and it's these men who appear to be in a group together, and they're training for something, they're
Mm,
drilling and marching, or they're doing physical exercises. They're all sort of wearing a similar sort of like very kind of humble uniform,
yeah.
almost like a sackcloth,
Mhm.
and they all have crew cuts, and it's just kind of documents their day to day, I guess. I mean, they have these meals out in the field and these tables. They drill. They appear to be building some sort of structure out of wood.
Yeah.
It's unclear what it is, though,
Don't know what it
and
is.
very, very little sort of interaction between each other. It's very regimented, very militaristic. Kind of gives me the willies, honestly.
Yeah.
And then there's like two kind of out of the ordinary scenes in it that
Mhm.
really stick with you. And
Yeah.
so one of them is this. They put on like a ball. It's like the winter time, there's a little bit of snow, and they put on some celebration
Yeah.
and they're dressed for once they're not dressed in these uniforms. Half of them are wearing like tuxedos and the other half in gowns,
Yeah.
very
Kind of
elaborate sort of Victorian gowns, and they're dancing, and it's they're very elegant
yeah.
but still very stone-faced, don't appear to say anything to each other. And then there's the one other scene, and maybe we shouldn't get too into it, but
Maybe we
there's
should keep that one limited for our audience. Maybe you can allude to kind of what goes on in it,
some
lightly.
hazing. It looks like hazing.
Yeah.
And the younger men are taking a role, sort of a.
Submissive role,
Yeah,
would
I
you say?
guess maybe I
Yeah.
shouldn't even get more into it than
Yeah. You
that.
can
But
catch our drift. We don't want to go too much down that rabbit hole and talk about that. But that was a very, yeah, the fact that they were so regimented, but it kind of went in that direction
yeah, and
was
then at
a
the end,
lot.
there's another title card, and it just says that no trace of any of these men has ever been found.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's about 45 minutes in total,
Yeah.
and then cuts out. Principles for a New Society.
Principles for a New Society. Yeah. I don't know honestly what to make of it. Like I thought
I did want you to
there's
see it, but I
I'm
agree.
I'm glad that I saw it. I don't know how to really interpret a lot of what's going on. I think I thought I was kind of drawn in by it. That's one thing
Yeah.
I'll say. I think my biggest takeaway was, why was this filmed?
Was it a
Where did it come from? Was
documentary?
it a documentary?
Was
Was
it
it like an art house kind of
Yeah.
thing? So that was very mysterious to me. I have no idea what to make of it.
Not a
But
society I really want to be
I don't want that to be
part
my
of.
new
Not my new
society.
society.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have any interpretations? Anything you wanted to kind of dig into with that?
No, I just sort of am bewildered by
Yeah,
this film, and I've watched it several times trying to get a hint of what's going on, but even at night, you can kind of see the stars. So if I was like a really good, you know, astronomer, I could maybe figure out where they are, but I'm not.
yeah.
So maybe that could be something for you to
It'll be
look
a
into.
project that
Little
we could get
project, figure out
into and
where
kind of
they're
learn the
located.
mystery of this film. Well, I guess we'll be back for next week for another uh
Yeah,
film.
yeah. I
You
mean,
down to
and
be
maybe
back?
maybe
Yeah.
camping this weekend
Yeah, we'll go
if there's space
camping.
for you.
I would love to go camping. Yeah, please let them know. I thought that'd be great. And great. Yeah. Anything else you want to add today?
No.
Okay. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us this week. I really appreciate y'all being here, and we'll see you next week after the camping trip. All right, have a nice one.